A bold claim. The 21st century has already produced tennis feats that redefine the sport's very boundaries. But here's where it gets controversial. Ranking history isn't just about titles, it's about consistency, influence, and the ability to shape the game across eras. This rewrite preserves every key detail from the original while presenting it with fresh wording, clearer explanations for beginners, and a conversational, professional tone. It also adds context that helps newcomers understand why these players stand out, and it poses thought-provoking questions to spark discussion in the comments. Ranked list of the top 25 tennis players of the 21st century, so far. 4 players have amassed more than 20 major singles titles, reflected in years spent atop the world rankings and career Grand Slams that often extend beyond a single era. The century has showcased remarkable achievements by legends of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Sports Illustrated's Serve on SI presents a countdown of the players who have already left an enduring mark as the sport enters the second quarter of the millennium. Andy Roddick. The last American man to win a Grand Slam singles title, Andy Roddick was among the most consistent forces on the men's tour during the 2000s. He captured the 2003 US Open title and stayed inside the top 10 for 9 straight years, reaching 4 additional Grand Slam finals, all of which ended with defeats to Roger Federer. Daniil Medvedev. The sole member of the post-Big Four, pre-Sinner Alcaraz era to briefly sit at world number 1, Medvedev's on-court resume includes a US Open title, 5 other major finalist appearances, and an ATP Tour Finals triumph. Not one to settle into a single niche, his 21 tour victories were earned across 21 different events. Simona Halep. A 7-year run inside the world's top 10 established Halep as a steadfast contender for tennis's biggest prizes. The former number 1 reached the sport's pinnacle and captured 2 majors in successive years, the 2018 French Open and the 2019 Wimbledon Championships. Angelique Kerber. Her ascent accelerated after securing top 10 status, with 2016 marking a breakthrough year as she won both the Australian Open and the US Open, and reached the Olympic final. 2 years later, Kerber captured Wimbledon, defeating Serena Williams in the final and marking a second major victory over the American in a major championship match after Melbourne. Jennifer Capriati. Her career began in 1990 amid enormous hype, followed by ups and downs before staging a late 90s comeback. In 2001 she fulfilled high expectations by winning the Australian Open, the first of 3 major singles titles, while climbing to the sport's top rankings and paving the way for a Hall of Fame trajectory. Stan Wawrinka. Stan Wawrinka's breakthrough came as he toppled the era's dominant Big Four by winning 3 Grand Slams, including a pair of majors on hard and grass and 1 on clay. His celebrated one-handed backhand and 3 major run from 2014 to 2016 solidified his place in tennis history and hint at a potential Hall of Fame career once he retires. Kim Clijsters. Clijsters rose to world number 1 in both singles and doubles by age 20, but the true peak came with major titles beyond that milestone. She claimed the US Open in 2005, then staged a remarkable comeback in 2009 as an unranked participant who won the title again. She added another US Open and an Australian Open before stepping away again. Mike Bryan and 17. Bob Bryan. The Bryan brothers are the most decorated doubles duo in tennis history. They won 119 titles together, including 16 Grand Slams, and achieved the rare feat of collecting all 4 majors, the year-end finals, all Masters 1000 events, Olympic gold, and a Davis Cup title as a team. Andre Agassi. Agassi closed the 20th century atop the game after completing a career Grand Slam at the 1999 French Open and winning the US Open later that year. In the early 2000s he remained a top 10 presence, adding 3 more majors to his tally and maintaining elite form through the early part of the new millennium. Lleyton Hewitt. Hewitt's breakthrough came when he defeated Pete Sampras to win the 2001 US Open, vaulting him to the year-end number 1 ranking. The following year he added Wimbledon crown and another year-end number 1 finish, underscoring his status as a formidable talent of his era. Ashleigh Barty. Barty's career is a standout comeback story. She retired from tennis at 18 to pursue other passions, including professional cricket, and later returned to win 3 Grand Slam titles and reach number 1, retiring again in 2022 while ranked at the top. Her journey illustrates the power of reinvention. Naomi Osaka. Osaka has claimed 7 major singles titles, with 4 of them at the Slams, highlighting her potent serve and heavy ground strokes. She reached number 1 in the world and became a global icon. After motherhood, she briefly returned to the top 15 and came close to challenging again for a 5th major. Maria Sharapova. Sharapova burst onto the scene by beating the defending champion at 17 to win Wimbledon in 2004, signaling a superstar career. She completed a career Grand Slam and won on every surface, including 2 French Open titles on clay. Justine Henin. Despite a smaller stature, Henin played an aggressive, all-court game that challenged the era's biggest hitters. From 2003 to 2007 she captured 7 Grand Slam titles, thriving on the biggest stages and often defeating the sport's strongest opponents. Aryna Sabalenka. Sabalenka is renowned for one of the most physically imposing games in women's tennis. She has claimed multiple majors and reached number 1, with a trajectory that suggests she continues to improve. In a recent season she reached 3 major finals and claimed the US Open title, while compiling numerous title fights across 2 years. Andy Murray. While his slam tally may not rival the sport's top 3, Murray's career elevated him into the elite group of the era's Big Four. He claimed 3 majors, highlighted by Wimbledon 2013 as the first British male champion in decades, and finished a year as world number 1 in 2016 amid injuries that eventually cut his playing days short. Jannik Sinner. Emerging as Italy's most successful Grand Slam winner in a brief span, Sinner is already among the sport's most potent hardcourt players and has shown versatility across surfaces. In 2025 he captured Wimbledon, adding a rare major to his growing collection and signaling the potential to rival tennis's all-time greats. Carlos Alcaraz. Consider a blend of the best traits of Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic in one young player from Spain. Alcaraz has already won 6 majors, with the Australian Open still on his list, and finished 2025 ranked number 1 after a meteoric rise marked by record-breaking moments and rapid progress. Iga Swiatek. Taking the baton from a surprising retirement by Ashleigh Barty in 2022, Swiatek ripped off a long winning streak and claimed multiple majors, including 4 French Open titles, a US Open, and a Wimbledon triumph in 2024. Her dominant 2020s run has redefined her generation's landscape. Venus Williams. Venus's rise preceded Serena's dominance, as she captured Wimbledon titles in 2000 and built a legacy that includes 7 Grand Slam singles titles and long-standing presence at the sports summit. In 2017 she reached 2 major finals, underscoring her astonishing longevity. Rafael Nadal. Nadal's resume reads like a clay court legend in action: multiple Aussie and Wimbledon titles, US Open championships, and a record 14 French Open crowns. From his first Roland Garros win at 19, he played every point with unwavering intensity and a relentless drive to win, reshaping how the game is played on any surface. Roger Federer. Few moments in sports signal a true passing of the torch like the 2001 Wimbledon showdown between a 7-time champion and a 19-year-old Federer. He would seize the era with a career of 103 singles titles, including 20 Grand Slams, setting a standard for dominance that challenged every future generation to aspire higher. Novak Djokovic. Djokovic's breakthrough came at the 2008 Australian Open, but doubts quickly faded as he outlasted the era's greats. He has rewritten the record books by leading in Grand Slam titles, collecting Masters 1000 trophies repeatedly, and achieving Davis Cup and Olympic glory, all while extending his competitive lifespan in spectacular fashion. Serena Williams. Serena's ascent began with a 1999 US Open title before she was even